So, Muzz, catching up after what I can only describe as a very disappointing 3-0 defeat away at Hallen.
Yeah, we are disappointed. I think we were quite calm at the end of the game there. We just sort of mentioned one or two things. After a good run, it was disappointing. We didn't really get going. You know, for whatever reason, it's the third game, I think. Cribs, windy and rainy, let in 4. Saracens, windy, rainy, let in 3. Today, windy, rainy, let in 3. All Tuesday nights. Difficult really because, we don't often not turn up, and it's 3 cup games in the wind and rain that we haven't turned up. That we've probably just sort of hampered our season a little bit because the league form's good, but yeah, it was disappointing tonight. There aren't many positives that you can. You don't score, you don't have a shot of any substance. Maybe hardest header at 2-0. Yes, it's just disappointing night for everybody.
Yeah, and it was a pretty much unchanged team from. I know Jamie Creed came in this evening. No great changes to what you've been playing recently, and we've been in such a great run of form.
Yeah, and like I said, it's difficult to explain. You come here. It is a bit of a rush from work, but that's no excuse. Everybody's in the same boat. People do this for years. It's part and parcel of the non-league football. We just didn't get going, and I don't know why. The ball was bouncing around. We didn't play. We were trying to play through balls in a gale force wind when it was only ever going to go out for a throw-in or a goal kick. And then we were trying to play short balls when we needed to clear it. We weren't tight enough. They hunted in packs tonight. We hunted in individuals, and so it was. They well deserved their 3 points.
Yeah, I think you just said something that sort of echoed my own view of the game. First half, we've got the wind behind us, and for those who weren't here, it was an incredibly strong wind. We barely had a shot on goal. Harley had one that went just over the bar, sort of midway through the half. And then people were trying to clip balls over the top that were just running out of play. It's so frustrating to watch.
Yeah. We tried to rectify at half time, so we need to be a bit braver on the ball. Pass the ball, 15, play, get an overload someone on the pitch and try and play, because it was that sort of gale. But we sort of, it was a flippant comment at half time, but you played all the right passes, just in the wrong order. They just, it was just completely a non-event for us first half, and that's not giving them any discredit. I thought they were a bit more composed on the ball at times. They had some quality, and even the first goal, we go short on the first goal, which we should have been doing. We did it a bit second half, and then when it comes back to Anton, if you're then going to clear it, where we're open, we've got full-backs wide and you've got your centre-halves wide. If you are going to clear it, it's got to go long. It drops in the middle of the park and we're open, and we have a shot, and they get the rebound. So just real sloppy stuff all night tonight.
Yeah, and let us say this. We played Hallen last year in the Cup, and they looked a really good side. I think most of us at Tuffley have probably spent the season thinking, why are they where they are in the table? And I think today was an illustration. They are definitely in a false position.
Yeah, we knew they were in a false position. They were a good outfit last year. They came up. They had good cup runs. I was quite impressed with them. We came on Saturday to watch them. We had an idea of what they were going to do, but we did say one thing, that they would be connected. They're a group. They're on a run. They've got something to play for, both in the league and the Vars on Saturday. They were hungry tonight, and unfortunately, like I say, I wouldn't say it wasn't lack of effort, it wasn't lack of desire, it wasn't lack of attitude from our guys. We just didn't, get the application right that probably we needed to, get a foothold in the game at all.
Yeah, we now have another break after 10 days leading into this game. We don't play now until the 4th of April, if my memory serves me correct. I guess you'll be looking to get them on the training pitch and work on a few things again ahead of that.
Yeah, we're just got to keep our mind sharp. We don't want the season to peter out. We've got our own little goals that we want to achieve. We can only achieve those if everyone sticks together, squad wise. When I say squad wise, that's everyone. But people not in the squad that haven't made it in recent weeks. People who've been on the bench who are disappointed. You know, there was just things that Kieran got injured in the second minute, of the game. You know, and I've looked round and all my 4 subs are still sat there, and I'm just like, do you want to get on that football pitch? You know, are you here to play and get in the game? And it's just that we can't let the season peter out. Yes, people are disappointed they're not playing, but I can only pick 11, and everyone will get 30 plus games over the season, which is a fair quota. Not everyone can play 46 games in a season, but 30 plus is a decent, with holidays, work commitments and injuries and stuff like that, and everyone will get in and around those games. So we've got to make sure that we stick together the next 10-15 days, because it's a double header. Cribs, we'll look at Cribs first. We want to get a win against them, and then we'll look at Slimbridge after that.
Great stuff. Cheers, Buzz.